Alrighty, let's see what we got going on. Okay, everything looks like it is working to me. So, today we're gonna build my first ever Victrix kit. Um, which in this case is gonna be that guy with that gigantic, like, 1970s porn mustache. So he's gonna be the thing that we are building today. So it's the late Saxons, Anglo Danes by Victrix. You get 30 dudes in here. I think this was like $35, something like that. I don't really know. I bought this earlier in the year. I just don't remember how much it was. It was around $30, $40 at most. But you get 30 dudes. So that's going to be a command frame, and then some other ones. So yeah, I figured I would finally build my first Victrix kit. I got this a little bit earlier in the year, and I was like, you know what, I'll finally build this. Um, because there's a YouTube channel called We Wargame who's been building like a shit ton of Victrix stuff. And I don't know, it just looked like fun. You know what I mean? It just looked like fun. So I was like, all right, we'll do that. That sounds like a good time, you know? So there are kind of instructions on the back. Um, they suck, to be completely honest. So we'll just kind of wing it and see what we get, and we'll build some cool shit. So we get. There we go. All right. So we get three of this frame, which is like the main guys. So it looks like six bodies on here. We got four of them in chainmail. One of them's in like a padded thingy. And a bunch are just in clothes. Those guys are missing the top of their heads. Look at that. Oh, weird, isn't it? Yeah, so looks like a lot of them are kind of like their arms are kind of cut at the sleeve, and then some are higher up cut at the shoulder. So we'll have to figure that out, but sure we can figure it out. They all have little crosses, or at least some of them do. Um, I'll probably replace those with something else. Just because, like, I don't know. These are probably meant to be historical minis, but I'm going to use them for fantasy minis, so having a cross feels weird. You know what I mean? So I'll probably replace that with something else. Well, let's see. We got some spears. We got some kind of like spathai kind of swords. We got a big machete. Got some cool heads there. Like a wrapped in wrapped in like cowl kind of thing. Got that one. That dude looks like a fucking 80s rocker. Jesus. We got some more machetes, some more little swords. Some bald heads. Lots of like curly hair popping out of the heads. You got lots of curly hair going on. But you'll get three of this sprue. So that is um there's supposed to be 30 guys in here. So this is oh, I guess it's 8 guys, not 6. God, I can't count for shit. So okay, so it's 6, 6, 16, 24. Okay. Okay. And then this one's got 6 on it. Okay. I was like, man, I can't count at all. Damn. All right. So this is like a command sprue, and these are like the boss guys. So we got what I think is supposed to be like a banner. We got a bugle. We have a hand axe. We got like a club. That's kind of cool. We got another really long spear. We got a two-handed. I think that's called a Dane axe because these are Danes. We've got a Jesus stick here. It's kind of neat. got another bugle, got another two-hander. We got some stuff like fur neck piece, fur cloak thing. This guy I think is supposed to be like a monk. I think. That's pretty dope. Alright, so let's build some of the regular guys, and then we'll look at some of the stuff on the command scroll. Gotta get my nippers, hold on. Alright, I'm back with nippers. So, each one of these guys comes with puddle bases, but no actual bases to put them on. At least I don't seem to remember they come with bases. I don't tend to use the bases from the multi-part plastic kits anyway. I make my own. So my 3D printer was a little janky making this last batch, I'll be honest. So that's a thing. But yeah, I always just make my own. And the ones I print out are called hollow bases 5mm rim wall or 5mm wall. They're up on Thingiverse for free. It's really nice. They have like all the base sizes for regular like round bases and for square bases, and it's just a great set. It's very much like a GW knockoff set, but they're what I use for bases for everything. All right, so I was thinking if I should multi-base these guys or if I should leave them independent. I'm thinking I should probably leave them independent because I've been multi-basing some stuff. Stuff that like I know one page rolls will give 3 wounds to. So I've been kind of like just plopping those on the same base. And to be honest, I think it looks really cool. I'll grab an example in a second. And then I'll show you some more I have to multi-base still. But I haven't been able to because I ran out of filament printer. So the janky bases I have here, they are like one of the last things my printer printed before I ran out of filament. And I get my rest of my filament tomorrow. Alright, where are they at? So yeah, I think I showed these off before, but oh yeah, the multi-paste like corrupted void zombie guys. And I think the multi-base looks pretty dope, to be honest. I'm quite happy with that. I think that's really neat. I'm actually wondering if maybe I should multi-base these guys. Because they're like kind of like soldiers. Uh, hmm. We'll keep them separate. We'll keep them separate. I could pop them down with blue tack and then decide later. Yeah, let's do that. We'll pop them down with blue tack and we'll decide later. I had a big glob of blue tack. Where's it at? There's it at. Alright, there we go. Yeah, so we'll just pop them down with blue tack, and then if I want to multi-base them, I can, or I can just get rid of the blue tack and glue them down instead. that'll give me kind of time to see what these minis are like, because really I have no idea, right? I was just like, oh, those look like cool medieval knight guys, you know? I thought they looked like fun, you know? Alright, so we'll do these ones, and then I want to save a couple bases for the command sprue. Did we get one of the guys with the cut off heads? We did, okay. And this guy with the halbrick, we'll do him too, because he's different. Actually, we'll set him aside, I guess. There we go. So we got a couple guys. Alright, so first off, I guess we'll figure out one of these guys here. Or I guess we could do the guy with the weird cutoff head first. So yeah, let's do him first. So he's going to get, assuming one of these helmets. One of these like kind of sliced off helmets here. I think that's what he's going to get. And I think the reason they chose to do it this way instead of giving this guy a regular head is because he's got like a full cowl there. Right? So he's kind of got like the full chainmail cowl. Ugh. My hobby store still has not got any of the GW glue in, so we're still using the Tamiya Deathwater. There he goes, Mr. Phallic Bullet Helmet. And I guess he gets some of these short arms. Yeah, I guess he gets short arms, and then I guess he'll get a shield too. So let's give him a big shield. Actually, let's give this guy a spear. So let's give him a little shield. I think the big shields are probably more useful for the melee guys. And let's see, he's got chainmail. It's interesting. We have right and left hand spears. He kind of has his arm up, so I kind of feel like he should be stabbing like downwards, you know? I think that kind of makes sense. So let's try clipping out one of the downward stabby arms. We'll clip a couple out and see which ones work. And I guess there's more over here too. Yeah, but I think we want one of the shorty arms because of the way he's built. Because some of these are like longer full arms, like this one. But I think we want a shorty arm. I think that's what we want. So, okay. So I got our guy. Then that arm feels a little long, to be honest. Let's look at one of the others. That would work if he's holding it up. I don't want him to be holding it up. I want him to be stabbing. He needs to get a stabbing action. There we go. That's some stabbing action or some hurling action. And then I guess this one is kind of similar. Yeah, just closer to the body. Alright, we'll do, which one is this one? Yeah, we'll do this one. These spears are very skinny. I'm already scared of breaking these spears. Now, according to that Wii Wargame channel, they made their weapons thicker, I think, after this kit. So, I think the newer ones do have slightly thicker weapons. Stabby, stabby, stab. So that's pretty cool, I think. There's also a lot of swords in scabbards. I wonder if he's supposed to also have a sword. Let's give him one. That seems appropriate. That he would have a sword and a spear for a fantasy guy. Let's see, we clipped him out a shield already, and now we need a shield arm. So I think we will take, see, that one's going to have it like kind of close. This one is, we'll do this one. Yeah, the position of the shield I'm much less pedantic about than finding a good stabby arm. Because the shield you can kind of wiggle it on the arm afterwards anyway. So yeah. So we'll give him his shield once his arm dries a little bit. That'll be pretty damn cool looking, to be honest. Where did his sword and scabbard go? There it is. Yeah, I'll be completely honest. I don't know anything about historical stuff, like from this time period, right? I don't know jack shit about like the history of what stuff is supposed to look like or any of that. I do know Victrix is like supposedly extremely good at that stuff. But I really like I can't tell you what the hell an Anglo-Dane is, much less if these are correct. You know what I mean? Um, I got them just because I thought they would be cool kind of fantasy troops. If I'm being totally honest, I actually kind of wanted more Viking kind of troops. Um, I thought these were kind of more Viking-y than they actually are. I think I was looking at a couple different Victrix kits, and I think I actually meant to buy the other one. But these guys will still make really cool, like fantasy, like footmen. Yeah, the detail in these is fucking awesome. It's really cool. Yeah, that's super dope. All right, we'll send him off to the side, and he'll get his shield once his arm dries. And then let's see, should we do this guy next? Yeah, we'll do him next. This guy does have a tiny bit of flashing, but in the time it took me to say that, I have gotten rid of it. So he doesn't really have any flashing. And let's see, this is the left arm, so we don't want him to have baby arms. This guy has full-size arms, so we'll put him off to the side. We'll do the other one first. We'll do this guy here. And he can be kind of stabbing close up like that. Yeah. Or I guess he could be stabbing a little bit different. Like, that's kind of off to the side. We're not going to do that. We'll have him stabbing close. So if I did want to multi-base these guys, I could have two stabbing guys in the front. And then like two, or like one kind of like readying guy in the back. And I think that would look pretty cool, to be honest. Alright, let's see. This guy, he's going to get... let's give him one of the big shields, I think. There's a couple different shields in here. We got big shields, we got little shields, we got these big kite shields, and then there's like a more kind of round kite shield. It's pretty neat. Yeah, and I think we'll just... So I think I'll build 3 of these with spears, and then probably 3 with swords. And that way if I want to multi-base them, I can do that. Hello! is I have really been enjoying multi-basing these fodder troops. So like these guys, these like townsfolk that I painted up, they're gonna get multi-based. The same way I did those. Um, the same way I did the zombies. Hmm. Okay. Let's see. Did I clip a little arm out? Yes, I did. Okay. Here we go. Some of these pieces, man, tiny, tiny, tiny. Bonk, bonk, bonk. Yeah, they all got kind of like big machetes that are cool. The like Jesus crosses though, I'm gonna have to clip those off because they just really don't fit in the whole like fantasy that world that I want. Like they're probably historically accurate because this was the Dark Ages. Um, but like for using these for fantasy minis, like I don't really want all my guys to have little Jesus crosses, you know. Let's see. Oh, let's use the bald guy. Hell yeah. There's like a crazy ass bald head. We'll use that one. It's pretty dope. So, if you notice, I'm not using the Tamiya extra thin cement. I'm using just the regular Tamiya Death Water. Um, because it gives you a little more time to kind of like play with the mini. You know what I mean? As you kind of move it around. All right, so there we go. Oh, I guess this guy should have a sword too. Should they all have swords? Hmm. I don't know. I think I'll keep some with swords and some without. And again, just a really tiny little seam line there. And it's gone. There we go. Alright, we'll put this guy with his bozo hair over here. And once they're ready, we'll get them sorted. Let's see. Um Oh, I guess you get 8. Shit, that means I'm gonna have extras. So if I'm doing 3 and 3. Okay, that's fine. We can figure that out. So I guess we'll do this guy is the other one for this pack. Yeah, I think that's fair. Um, so he's again a guy with short, shorty arms. So I'd kind of like him to be left-handed, to be honest. Let's see, right, 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 left. Okay. And then this one's a right, that 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 one's a right. Okay, I guess there's only one left-handed spear. What will it look like on this body, though? Okay, he's kind of got it like up, like he's like, yeah, it's spear time. Let's go spear those people. What would this one have it looking like? This one would have it like, yeah. I think I might actually like that better. It's a little closer to the chest. And then what could his other arm be doing? I guess presumably holding his shield, but it would like, I don't know, something else. Like maybe he's like signaling, or I guess he could be holding a machete up. He could be Machete Man, I guess. Then I could put his shield on his back. See if the command screw has like a signaling arm or something we can use. We've got a bugle arm. We have an arm with a throwing axe. I was hoping for something that was like, yeah, forward or something, you know what I mean? I got that club. Alright, you know what? I guess we'll make him Machete Man. Guess he can be Machete Man. Or I guess we'll just make it a shield arm, maybe? Let's see what the pose would look like for the shield arm. So we gotta find a right-handed arm real quick for a shield. So let's see, this one is left, 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 also left. Shit, I guess he actually doesn't have a right-handed shield arm. So I guess he's gonna have to be Machete Man. Or I guess we could clip the machete out of the arm. We'll make a Machete Man and then we'll go from there, I guess. And we'll give this guy a big shield so they all have different kind of shields. Worst case, we'll put it on his back. You know what I mean? Let's see. Let's give this guy a helmet. So we'll go get... this guy's got kind of a silly helmet. Let's see that one. It's a lot smaller than the other guy's like gigantic penis helmet. I just knocked over my big Lego dragon. Stand back up. Thank you. All right. Let's see. So he gets this arm here, like that. Bonk, bonk, bonk. There we go. Oh, when he goes on his actual base, he might need that spear trimmed down a little. That's fine. That's fine. Unless I can maybe wiggle it to get it some more room, maybe. A little bit. We'll see. And then I guess this is the machete arm. So we'll do that. Yeah, one weapon's not enough for me. And then we'll give him his weird helmet. Since this guy already has 2 swords, I'm not going to give him a sword and scabbard. But I guess I could clip that hand off and put the shield on here instead. Or clip the blade off. And be like, yeah, he's got like, you know, stand in the back. Or I could just put this on his back. I'll think about that. I'm not sure what I want to do there yet. I think I might clip that sword off or the blade off and have them all have their shields and spears then. I think that's kind of cool. Alright, so let's see. I wanted to do one guy with full arms. Because we've done a lot of half arms. So let's do one guy with full arms. And then I guess we'll go to the command screw and build a couple. So the full arm options are kind of like over here. There's one sword full arm, and a dagger full arm. So, okay. So let's see what this sword full arm would look like. That would look kind of dumb, to be honest. So yeah. So I guess we'll just make another set of spears, I guess. We'll make 2 sets of spears. So let's look at the spear full arm options. So we got this one here. Then we've got this one with the big sleeves. And then we've got this one too. Alright, so there's 2 full arm bodies. So, you know, this guy, that's kind of cool. It's like he's kind of hurling back a little to really stab with it. Or that one, like he's getting ready to throw it. I think that looks kind of lame. And then we have this one. I think that one's probably pretty good, to be honest. I like that one, and I like this one. I like kind of the underhand thrust on this one. So yeah, let's do the underhand thrust. I think that's pretty cool. And it's different from the other guys who are kind of like stabbing over themselves. Oh, shit. Oh, no, we got some nubs still. I'll do a round of nub cleanup either way after they set. It's always easiest to get the nubs then, in my opinion, off the pieces. Okay, what is going on? There we go. There we go. Yeah, this guy's cool. It's like he's kind of like hurling back and going to be like underhand stabbing. Stabbing here. Yeah, that's pretty neat. I like that. Alright, and then he needs a shield arm too, but he needs a full shield arm. So... bonk. And I think I'll give this guy a sword. There we go. And then he's going to need a helmet. So I think we will pick one of the ones with armor, I think. Some of them are kind of flat and some of them are kind of rounded. There we go. Oh, he's gonna need a shield too. We'll pick the shield when we get more further down the line with him. So I think a really big shield might work really good on this guy, just with his pose. Yeah, that's pretty dynamic. I gotta give it that. That's pretty dope. He's he's really kind of getting into it there with his body. That's pretty cool. Oh, and that's right. We're gonna give him a sword too. Yeah, these guys are gonna make awesome, just like kind of like fantasy troops. Yeah, I'll be super honest. I did kind of think I got the more Viking ones. Like there's a Viking set from them that has like a big bear cowl and stuff. That's kind of what I thought I got, but I guess I picked the wrong one at checkout. So good job, me. I should have paid attention. All right, we'll let them sit for a minute, and we'll look at some of the commands frame guys. So I definitely want to build this like Jesus monk because I think he's got a lot of really interesting pieces, and I want to see how they fit. And then this guy with the cloak, I think also has a whole lot of interesting pieces. I want to see how they work. So definitely want to build those two. And then I would like to build someone with one of the big axes. So I think we'll build this guy. Maybe this will be a thing where like a couple of these models go on their own bases and then a couple get multi-based. Right, so it's like a commander and then like his troops kind of thing. So yeah, I think that's pretty cool. So in YouTube this week, I was watching Peachy of Peachy Tips. Oh, there we go. All right. I have blue tack in my beard. He did a video on 5 parsecs in the Borderlands. And man, I just cannot get into that game. I've tried numerous times now. I've tried so many times with that game. I think it kind of put me in a little bit of a funk, to be honest, with like what game rules I want to use. So like, I can't, man. I just can't. He was doing one where he talked about setting up the world, and it was really neat. And then he did one where he like played around, and it was just word garbage. Like I just couldn't do it, dude. I'm just like, what are these fucking rules, man? Like it was just like, bleh, and I was like, whatever. Like, this is gonna sound really dumb, but like if your game is not as simple or simpler than one page rules, like I have no interest in it, right? If we're not talking like The Doomed or um, Space Station Zero or what is the name of that thing? Uh, Dead Man's Hand, right? If we're not talking like rule sets like that, I just can't these days. I just don't have the mental energy for it. With that being said, it seemed like he was having fun with it, and that's what's important. But man, it's just not for me. So if you like that game, awesome. But I will be staying away from that. So all right, let's see. Um, what kind of arms do we want to give to our Jesus guy? I kind of want him to have the club because I think that's funny. Because really, he'll just become some kind of monk or something. I think having the club is funny, and then he can have a Jesus stick, a banner, or there was another one where he has like his hand up. Kind of looked like he was like casting a spell or something. To be totally honest. I don't see it now, but it was totally there, I swear. Oh, there it is, right there. Yeah, he's got his hand up like, oh. So, but I think the banner is probably a cool option for him. So I think we'll do that one. It's this big spear here. I'm betting it's supposed to be a banner. Right, I'm betting it's like a giant spear, so you can make your own banner out of like cloth or whatever and put it on there, or out of like paper. I know a guy out here that makes his banners out of metal, which is pretty metal, but also like damn, you know? I really have not made many a banner in my time, so I don't know what my preferred method is, but I really liked the flags from Warlord games for the Japanese, how they were made out of that paper. And then what I did was I hit them with Mod Podge, and it made them like wiggleable, like when they got wet, so it worked out really well. All right, so let's see. I just clipped out the head with the cowl or the hood, I guess. But there are alternate heads for this monk body as well. If you don't like the one with the hood up, there is definitely one with the hood down, and there might be some others on there too. But I think the hood up is the coolest one. Yeah, these are really nice minis. You get a lot of them for very cheap. Um, which is always nice. You know what I mean? So there's our Jesus guy. I'm gonna put some kind of flag banner on there. That'll be pretty cool. And then let's see, where's the axe guy? So double-handed axe guy. I'm assuming this arms just fit right on there. Oh, they do. That's so nice. Look at that. Oh wait, no, these ones don't. Shit. So you use the other double-handed axe? There's two double-handed axes. No. Um, who the hell is that supposed to fit on then? No, well, one fits on this guy. Okay, so this guy can have a double-handed axe then. I thought that for sure this guy would be like the leader. He's got like the biggest cloak. But does it actually fit there? I don't know now. I think it might not. Shit. What about this one? Okay, that one definitely does. Okay. Nice. And I think this, yeah, plugs on him to give him a, if you want him to have a bigger cloak, which of course I do. Doesn't look like you have to use that if you don't want to though. So you could just have a little cloak. But I mean, why would you have a little cloak when you kind of have a big boy cloak? With fur lining even, like, of course you're gonna pick that, right? And then I think he also can get this. Yeah. This like furry cowl thing. I guess maybe the leader can have a big axe. I mean, that's kind of fitting, I guess. But yeah, so that's how that works. That's pretty cool. Yeah, big fuzzy collar. That means we need to find arms that work for you, mister. And these ones really don't. Ah, they're like so close too. Must be for a different body. All right. Well, you know what? We could make this guy like a throwing axe guy. Might be kind of cool. Guess I could also use these for more like just um, more like regular troops too. Um, throwing axe arm looks okay on him. I think it would look really good on this guy leaning forward a little bit. So let's look at that real quick. one. Does the double-handed axe fit on this guy? Yes. Yes, it does. Okay. So this guy can have the double-handed axe. But I think he will also look really cool if he's like throwing this one-handed axe. Oh, no. He looks like crap. Okay. That's fine. Yeah, we'll keep it on this guy then. Any of the other bodies? No. Could do it on maybe this one. No, that's a little awkward too. Maybe like that body would work well. That's about the same. Alright, we'll just keep it on this guy. That's fine. And then we'll double hand axe the other guy. Yeah, I mean, that still looks decent. Let's see. He does have a little cloak. I wonder if we can find a cloak that fits him. Like one of the cloak expansions. Let's look real quick. Shit, maybe these don't fit on this body at all, actually. No, they do. It's just being dumb. I guess maybe that one's not supposed to go with that, but I do think that looks pretty cool. But yeah, there's going to be gaps and stuff because the staff is bending. All right, that's fine. We'll put him off to the side then. Let's look for a cloak for that guy. So I think he might be able to take this little cloak. The nub on this one is right on the point there. There we go. Nope, that little cloak does not work for him. Okay. That is a definite no. Does the other one go with him? Maybe? Maybe once we get rid of this nub. I think this one will work. Yeah, that one definitely goes with that body. Okay. Cool. Cool. But again, like that looks good as it is, so if you didn't want him to have the full-size cloak, you could totally have him having a little cloak. Yeah. Well, that looks cool though. Alright, I guess and this one is then gonna go to this guy, I guess. So we might as well put that on before I lose the damn thing. There we go. Alright. We'll set him off to the side. Okay, let's see. This guy needs an arm and a head. So Wait, there's more than one axe throwing arm. Shit, I thought there was only one. No, that's cool. Sadly, it does not look like it's right and left arm, so he can't be like double axe thrower man. But you do have more than one at least, which is pretty neat. Alright, there's his arm there. He's gonna have a shield as well. And then he needs a head too. So he has a kind of lumpy neck. So we need a head with a lumpy neck. Which, not sure which one that's supposed to be be honest. Maybe, maybe this one? The other guy's kind of got a lumpy neck too. Let's see. Alright, so Mr. Lumpy Neck. Does that fit in there? Oh, it does. Okay. Yeah, it fits right in there. Okay, that's good. What about on this other guy here? What about on axe throwing man? It does not work for axe throwing man. Unless his head's supposed to be that far over? Well, that seems crazy that he's looking that far forward. No, it is how it's supposed to go. Okay. Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, and then it just pops in there like that. Okay. And I guess the boss guy needs a head too. Um, I guess we'll take this one. Interesting. These are really nice. They're different than the Wargames Atlantic though, because the Wargames Atlantic, you kind of can mix and match like everything. And this, there's a couple that you can't. Although to be honest, with a little bit of cutting and a little bit of green stuff, I think you could mix and match basically everything here. It's pretty cool. I'm actually half debating turning this guy into a spear guy instead, to be honest. Um, and having him be like in one of these spear groups. Yeah, have him like maybe like have his spear like up like this, like yeah, charge, and then having him be like in the back row of one of the spear groups. Guess I could use one of the spears from the command set, but I mean, all these parts are interchangeable. It's one of the glorious things about the plastic minis. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Cause then we'd have like this guy and the other guy and down in the front. Or maybe like this guy's on the side and these are in the, like that. Yeah, I think they'll make really cool. So I think I will definitely do multi bases with them. So all right, let's put some shields on some guys. Um, so let's see. This was our first guy. I think he, to be honest, would work really good with this kite shield. I think that would look really cool. And it's kind of an overcast, rainy day here in Hawaii today. That's really nice. I tell you though, I wish the stores here in Hawaii sold Victrix stuff. Because they're really neat, the Victrix stuff is, because it comes in these bags, so you can always see the sprues really nicely. Um, so they don't come in like boxes or anything, so you kind of always know what you're getting. There's no like obfuscation at all. It's really neat. Yeah, that guy's pretty dope. He'll make a really cool like spear warrior guy. I do think I will 100% multi-base these though. And then we'll give this guy the big shield. Because I think they'll look really cool multi-based out with the spears and all, you know. And I think I'll keep like the guy with the big like Dane axe. I think I'll keep him separate, or like the monk. Yeah, that's pretty dope. And then I'll do like I don't know, like a chevron pattern on the shields. Like that'll look super cool. Wow, I literally just broke one of the spears. Yeah, these spears are really, really thin. Be careful with them. Thankfully, it was the one for the banner, so I'm not super annoyed, but still. But yeah, they'll look super, super cool ranked up. All right, so let's see. Uh, you don't need anything. You're already done. You need a shield, but you're still drying. Then let's see. I think I will keep actually the knife out. Um, and I think I'll put the little shield just on his back. That would look cool, like that. Uh, yeah, we'll put it on his back. We'll put it on his back. Bonk. There he goes. Now he's got his shield on his back. So he can join his shield brother down here. And with the knife, he'll have a little bit of a different pose, which is kind of cool, right? So it'll be like, yeah, yeah, like this. And then that guy will be like there in the back like that. And that'll make a cool multi-base. Let me let me pop this shield on with some more glue real quick. Give me a sec. Sorry. There we go. Just to make sure it stays on a little better, because I already knocked it off once. There we go. Okay. All right, let's see. We got two more guys that need shields. Let's do one of the really big kite shields and one of the round ones. Yeah, that spear that I broke by accident, hey, can actually feel that. Yeah, here's the Jesus guy with his thing. All right, we'll put the really big one on. We're gonna put it on the boss guy. Yeah, we'll give him the round one. He can like be holding it weird. Or do we want him holding it straight up and down? Yeah, honestly, straight up and down will probably look better. Although if we have him hold it like against the back of his arm, it'll be more variety in the multi-base. So yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. We'll have him hold it against the back of his arm. That is probably not historically accurate in any way, shape, or form, but it looks cool. And these are for fantasy. There is a like pseudo historical game that seems kind of cool with these kind of minis, called Pillage, and it's like Vikings, and you like pillage, and that's kind of like the game. And like I think one group is like defending the town, and one group's trying to like steal from it. I think that's pretty neat. I haven't looked at the rules, so I don't know if it's like easy to play or anything. I only know about it because of that Wii War Game video, which is what inspired me to build these guys today. Because they're putting out like skirmish sets for it, which is like a couple of different kit sprues kind of mixed together, and you're supposed to like mix and match them. Um, and that's pretty cool. Go. Okay. All right. So I've got one base left. So we can put. I don't really want to do that guy. Let's figure out who else we want to do. I kind of want to go do the guy with the halberd. Yeah, with the padded one. Let's do him. It's got a little bit of flashing on him, but nothing terrible. Because I think he has like a unique head on the other sprue. Let's see, we've got 5 spear guys. Yeah, so I think this can go here, and then that turns his weird neck here into like a regular neck that you can put other heads on. I think that's how that works. That appears to be how that works. Oh, I gotta put him on a base. Hold on. Okay. Or there's one with a hood up, which I think is way cooler, so we'll do that one. Yeah, I think that's way cooler. And then it looks like he gets half arms again. Nice. Have to clean that nub up a little after it dries, but okay. So then he needs a half spear arm. So like maybe like this one. It's actually not bad at all. That's pretty good. Or like this one. That's also pretty good, to be honest. Um, hmm. Yeah, we'll do this one. I like this one better. Yeah, we'll do that. That will give me 6 spear guys, so I can make 2 40mm multi-bases with them. Alright, then he needs a spear arm. And I'm going to give him this little knife thing too. And I think we'll give him one of the littler shields. Yeah, we'll give him one of the littler shields. Yeah, and then his little shield will go like that. And that's nice. That's a considerably different pose than the other ones have, which is good. That'll be a nice bit of variety in there. So ranked up, they should look really cool. There's going to be a lot of variety in them in both the directions they're stabbing and the like the gear they have and stuff. So they should, they're not all going to be like the same kind of uniform. They should paint up and have a nice bit of variety of colors and stuff in them. I totally screwed the pooch with too much glue on this, but it'll do for now. There we go. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And then that arm's pretty high, probably tight enough. Go. Yeah, there it goes. It's pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, they're pretty dope. Two guys in cowls. Then we got some more spear guys. Yeah, that shield will hit with a little more glue in a second. That one's not quite tight enough, so. And then you got the guy with his big helmet and his big cloak. A couple more spear guys. Oh shit, I actually have another one I put on a base we haven't built. Okay, we gotta do him too. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Alright, so they're all spear guys. What do we want to do with this guy then? Do we want to try to make this guy a melee axe thrower guy? Or a ranged axe thrower guy? Hmm. I got the other bodies I clipped out, but they don't have a little base to stand on for when I paint them, so. Um, no, probably want to do one block of guys with swords, so let's do a guy with a sword. And then he's going to need a scabbard because he's got a sword. Do you want to say all the scabbards and stuff are slightly different? There's like slightly different designs and stuff in them. It's pretty crazy. And then what we'll do is we'll clip the sword out of the scabbard. Boink. There we go. All right. How does this look? Oh, yeah, I think that's a nice pose. I think that'll work well. If I had one complaint about this kit is that um, there are no like hands that aren't doing something. Um, like there's no like pointing hand or like charge forward hand or anything like that. I feel like a lot of these poses are so dynamic that they would look really cool if you had those. You know, like a go or something like that, you know. Even if I had put like a couple loose hands on here, you could clip them off and clip off one of the hands for the other arms. I think it would work well. Um, and let's see, we need right. So we'll put his scabbard right there. Like that. Or I guess we could move it back so it's kind of like more in line with the body. Like that. Yeah, I think we'll do that. Get a little of that glue. There we go. Well, it's not sticking out so much, you know what I mean? And then he gets his other arm and he gets his head. It's like the fucking Count of Monte Cristo or something. With that like Guy Fieri beard there. Alright. And then what kind of shield do we want him to have? Let's see, we have one big shield, we got two little shields, we got a bunch of the round kind of diamond ones. Oh, this one actually has 4 different shield sizes on it, the command sprue does. Look at that. You know, I like the diamond ones. I think they're really neat. So we'll give him one of those. I'm a big fan of the diamond shields. Like these diamond shields will definitely get used in other projects for me because they're cool. And we'll actually attach this one down here to his boot a little bit so he's got a little more strength with it. Does give it a little bit of a slant, but it's okay. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Definitely a cool kit overall. And we've got 3 guys we didn't build because I don't have bases right now for them. But we've got this guy. We got this guy with the big cloak. Yeah, I guess this guy's from the command sprue. And we got 2 more from the regular sprue. So we built 6 from the regular sprue and 3 from the command sprue. Yeah, because there's 2 more still in the command sprue. So yeah. So I think one of these I want to be the musician. Um, The guy with like the bugle, so I think I'll do one of those too. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and call it there. Hello. Oh, is my mic really low today? Okay. Good to know. Thank you. Yeah, usually it's much louder. I didn't realize it was low today. So that's good to know. All right. I'm going to go ahead and call it, though, because that's a whole bunch of these little plastic boys built. And, oh, I just got to. I've had this mini on my fucking desk for like ever, and I finally painted him. He's like a rat chef. So I figured he'd go with my Skaven. It just occurred to me I forgot to show him off. Oh, and also, before I call it too, the guy from last stream that we painted, our Conquest guy, there he is. With all the washes and stuff dried on him. So, I haven't done any of the highlights yet, but I at least wanted to show off what he looked like with the dried washes, because obviously we didn't have time to get to that, so. And yeah, you can really like true 28 millimeter versus like 40 millimeter heroic. Yeah, that's a big difference. He goes really. These guys go really well with the War Games Atlantic though, right? Like they're a little bit bigger than the War Games Atlantic, but like not so much bigger that they don't fit together. You know what I mean? They seem to go together. They seem to fit really nicely. So yeah, okay, cool. Well, that is where I'm going to call it then for real this time. Thank you guys for watching. I might stream again tomorrow. To be honest, I don't know what I'm going to do though. Maybe we'll paint some more of these guys. Oh shit! Let me look at those guys. So yeah, so this is the Wargames Atlantic and the Fireforge zombies with them. So again, they fit just fantastic. They go together really well. Little bit smaller than the Fireforged, little bit bigger than the Wargames Atlantic. Just fantastic either way, you know. Um, but yeah, all right. So I don't know what I'm gonna do tomorrow. We're probably just gonna stream again, but I'm gonna go ahead and call it here. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a good one.